Welcome everybody to the Paper Outpost, and this is Pam. Hi everyone, hope you're having fun today. I thought I would show you a new little item that I'm adding to this journal that is very fun, very playful, and very easy to make, and it gives you a lot of storage room. And I wanted to show you an example of it, and these can be made sew or no sew. In this particular prototype is a no-sew, so maybe I'll show a sew one and a no-sew one in the video here. So let's take a peek. Okay, this is what we're looking at today, and this is what I call a triple torn pocket. I've done something similar to this, but this is a new version of it, a new way of doing it, and it's a great way to use up book pages or pretty pages that you've come across and you just want to have a little fun. Okay, so basically this is how this works. It actually holds 6 different ephemera items, and it uses 3 different book pages and a junk mail envelope. So it's pretty easy to make. And let me just give you an idea. So there's 2 things in here, and in here I just put a, this is a antique Victorian calling card. These are really cool if you ever come across these in your journeys. But you can also make these. I have a video on how to make your own calling cards. So I'll link that down below. And this is a from one of my Digikits, but you can use anything here if you have a pretty book page or you want to put a pretty drawing, poem, or quote or something inside. Just giving you ideas of what you can put inside. This is from Botanica Exotica, I believe. And in here, what did we have? So there's one pocket here which is torn, a second pocket here which is torn. This is a Digikit from, I think this is Maps or Vintage Maps. And this is a Victorian calling card, an old one, a very old one, probably from the late 1800s. And not calling card, did I say calling card? I meant trade card, yes. Because in the corner here, there is the company that makes this, and that's how they used to advertise way back when. They used to put out these pretty cards with some form of advertising on them. Looks like this is Clark's sewing thread, and they had these artists make these beautiful pictures, and they're just so wonderful to collect. So if you ever come across those are little wonderful items. And let's see, in the back, the third pocket, I tucked in, this is going to be a nature-ish themed journal. So here is a little page from a field guide. I just thought this guy was so cute. Here's information about the fox squirrel. And he was just so adorable. I thought he'd like to peek over at that little bird there. So he's in there. And here is an old postcard, a vintage postcard from days gone by. And so I thought you might like to take a peek at things like that and how we can make something very simply, very easily, and hopefully from what we've got hanging around, or maybe you can keep your eye out for similar things. All right, so, and they're very easy to load, and the pockets are deep, so you can actually put quite a bit of things in them. And so this is how I loaded it. And you can layer it so the little things peek out. And that guy and that little guy. And in the corner here, I just decorated it with a little bit of some ribbony stuff, lace stuff, and a little button. And I cut the back of the button off with a nipper. If you have one of these are actually jewelry tools or difficult toenail tools. So those can help you cut the shanks off of buttons if you find that they get in the way of your junk journal making. So there you go, little tipperoo. Oh, but now you haven't seen the big excitement about this guy. He's not just what you see before you. No. No, he actually opens up. Yeah, so he has a back that's been utilized from a pretty book page that I like, and I made a flip out of it. Basically, it's a very easy concept. You can use this idea many different ways, but you can use the full page. Say this full page is wider than your journal pages. Take these pages and use them as flip creations. So there you go, very easy to do. And you could even put a little something here to denote it does something like that. Maybe we'll do that on the one we make. All right, let's jump in here and make one of these guys, these triple torn pocket creations. Okay, so first of all, I used junk mail envelopes. You can use any envelopes at all. Like here's regular envelopes that I just got from the Dollar Tree in a box, greeting card envelopes, anything like that. Also notice that this guy, let me back him up a bit, he's taller than my journal, but I don't mind that. If you want, you can also make these to fit inside your journal. You don't have to go that tall. So you can accommodate it to any size that envelope or height that you like. But I like stuff peeking out all over the place. I don't know, I just think it's kind of cool. Okay, so, well, let's grab this guy. I think he's similar to the one I made. All right, put you guys over there for now. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is pick out 3. You want your background, and then you want your first pocket, your second pocket, and your third pocket. So you're going to need at least 4 pieces of paper. And you can use old book pages, you can use scrapbook paper, you can use anything that you have hanging around. I've got a pile of old book pages here. You can use old ledger, and anything you like. It's going to look cool. But I might suggest playing with contrast, because that's going to give you more definition between each section. Let's see. I have a Edith Holden page floating around here. Maybe I'm going to use that on my last section to show. And let's see. What now? Your first section, if you happen to have some paper that's brittle or thin, this is a great place to use that, because you've got your envelope as strength. So I'm going to take some very, very old ledger, and I'm going to put it on here. Now I don't need all of it, because we're not going to go all the way to the bottom with it, so we can save some so we can use it for other projects. And I am in the process of trying to locate my ruler, which was right here with me. Now seems to have gone here, right here with me. There we go. Okay, so let's start from the back and move forward. And you want to have a little bit overlap on either side, because you're going to be gluing it around the top and the sides. So let's make sure we have enough. Okay, let's do that. And I would say probably take it down about halfway. Just make sure you've got enough paper to play with. All right. And don't glue. Oh, you can glue this actually on. I'm sorry, this is your first initial piece in the back. So you can, I'm just using Scotch Create glue stick. And it's my favorite glue stick. And I'm just going to put this here. Okay. And turn it over. And then I am going to run around like this. Probably going to cut a little bit of that up, because I've got excess, and I will probably want to save that. Probably should have done that first, but no, we're here now. That's where we are. Okay, there, we got that. And I'm going to use you can just trim it off and not even do this part, but I like the wraparound look. And I'm going to do the right angle corners down. It's a very thin paper, and it's brittle, and it's just going to want to break, but I feel this is a great way to salvage it and show it some honor and get it into people's hands so they can take a look at this wonderful history too. And just for fun, I love using old papers. Not mandatory at all, so don't think if you don't have those papers that you can't have fun. You can totally have fun. Just use what you have. Maybe just do a little painting or prettiness on it or something like that. I'm just gluing down the flap because it's just going to make for a more solid piece. Okay, yeah, now see what we have. Okay, so this is what we have. So we are stage 1 complete. Now, the next part is let's go and find something that, let me show you the prototype again. And I'm going to take out the stuff so you can actually see what the pocket construct looks like. The background, first layer, second layer, third layer. Okay, so let's try and do something like that. I'm going to look for something contrast. I'm digging in my piles here, trying to find something that's contrast. Okay, this contrasts. This could work. All right, so what I'm going to do, but I want more contrast in that. Yeah, I do. I want more contrast in that. Okay, I did have a piece of... Oh, this is pretty. How about this? This is like a blue page. Maybe I'll do blue next. So, and I found personally that I like a hand tearing more than the metal ruler tear here, but you could totally go like this and tear a piece off. Just watch the angle. Make sure you don't go too deep right away you want to go a little bit shallow, and then the next one a little longer, and the next one a little longer. Okay, so if we were going to do this one, I'm going to hand tear. And if I put a little angle on it, there we go. How much I want. See how much I've actually covered up? So I didn't even need to have that much. So just don't know that you can actually save a lot of your underlayment paper. Okay, so this guy, I think I would like to accent a little bit with some. Okay, can you see? Oh, I think I gotta move this. I'm gonna move my light over here, so hopefully I get more light for you. Maybe not so many shadows. This is oh, there's a big shadow. Walnut stain, distress ink. And where's my little dauber? Just going to do a little inking here. Ink it up a little bit. It'll just create a little bit more pop against what we're working with here. Okay, so now just pick a nice place where you'd like to be. And just thinking that you want 3 layers, so maybe like an inch or 2 down, and then another one and another one. So just make sure you don't go too low, or you won't get as many pockets on. Let me back up a little bit. I can see a little more. Okay, yeah, just don't go too low, or you won't get as many pockets on. So start kind of high, and there, kind of put it where you want, flip it over. Now we're only gluing the sides. That's the trick. Don't glue the whole thing down, or else you're gonna have no pocket. You're just gonna have paper glued to an envelope. And while that's very pretty, it's not what we're making today. So there we go. So I'm just gluing that down. Looks like that wants a little more glue. And this guy's got glue. And gluing that down. Now you're going to have to test the thicknesses of your paper to make sure that they can hold up to things being tucked in and out. Don't use the super thins on the first, second, or third pockets. You want to use something that's a little bit substantial, and if it's not substantial, I'll show you a trick. We'll do it on the second one because that's what I did on the second one. Okay, so there is stage 2. And now we're going to go along into stage 3. And maybe I'm looking for contrast here. Okay, here's a nice contrast. Okay, so maybe this, and a little bit of an angle here. Okay, have that. I'm going to maybe put you here. So this is number 2. Not as thick as maybe I would like. So what you can do, I should have done this first, was fold it in half. And that's going to give you a little bit more thickness. So sometimes it's as easy as that. If your page is already small, then maybe you just want to put another page of something else behind it that you don't really care too much about as an extra thickness backer. Okay, so I have that. And now I'm just going to glue these guys together. Okay, where is my glue mat? I had a little glue mat. You think I can find it? Nope. Where is it? All right, well, no, we can't use that. What else do we have under here? Oh, I have that old guy. Yep, this is something I used to use a long time ago. This is outside of an accounting book. I just want to get the edges well here because we want it to stick together on the edges because that's where people are going to be digging in and out of. Now, this is not a huge strain on the paper, but you want it to be thick enough to handle that. Okay, so we have that. Let's go ahead and ink it now. It's just easier to ink now than later. So we are inking. And you can do any color here that you like. This is just kind of fun. You could also, if you don't want to do the tear, you could do a straight cut and then cover the edge with washi tape. That would also be a very pretty look. Just tossing in other random thoughts and ideas for you. Hey, we like to exercise our little brains, right? All right, so let's maybe put you here. Okay, that looks good. You don't have to worry about it if it's perfectly straight or not. It's kind of, it's a layered collage look. So it's going to be a little bit here and there, as things in our world sometimes get. All right, now this is probably going to need to be sealed here. Got to put a little more glue in there, then you just go ahead and do that if you fold it up, like I did. Okay. And you can use different papers that have different kinds of feels to them. That's always fun because it's more tactile. Maybe you want to go shiny and then dry papery and then maybe rubbly nubbly. If you have something like that, that's fun to do too. Okay, so let's go ahead and make the third pocket. And this will be the final pocket in this case. Maybe we're going to put this guy here. He's kind of pretty, isn't he? Now, let's just start tearing and see what happens. I'm going to try and salvage. I want to get that little guy in there. let's see where he looks. Right there. Moving him over a little bit. I think that's very good. And you could do fewer, more or less. The Edith Holder paper is relatively thick, so I don't need to double it up or anything. But I'm just going to go ahead and glue this guy down after I ink it. So they come together pretty quickly. Where are we at time-wise? Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. And put my glue cap on. Like a good little crafter. Okay, here we go. And putting you down. And let's flip it over. Maybe make sure you have enough wings. These are the wings on either side so that you can wrap around. That's probably the biggest key here. Just make sure you have solid wingage. Life is not good if we do not have solid wingage. I kind of like some of those words. That's okay. It's okay. Let it go, Pam. It's all right. There you have more papers. But you do too if you look around. Look for some old magazines, some old books, you know, or print some stuff out or draw some stuff, and you'll have supplies. You'll be surprised before you know it. You've got stuff. Rule number 47, I'm sure it is, if the rules of, you know, rules of no rule land of junk journals is never let lack of a craft supply stop you. That's right. That's right. Okay, I'm going to get in here with some Fabrifix because I can get in there and sneak it in. It's a little easier than trying to get the old glue stick in that little spot. Okay, I'm going to use the corner angle trick again. The right angles. Just folding everything together, like almost like wrapping a little present. There we go. Wrap that up. That's really what it's like, just wrapping a little present. I'm going to use the edge of the envelope to make my little sharp edge here. There we go. Okay, so we have created one of these before you know it. Oh, it was pretty easy, huh? Now let me just go ahead and finish decorating this little guy up, and then we'll affix his back. Yoop. Okay. Okay, we're going to ink all the way around. That way he'll stand out from the page he's sitting on. And he's just gonna look adorbs, I think. I love doing stuff like this, just purely out of paper. It's a lot of fun. And you could do layered fabric pockets as well. And I just consider fabric another fiber. So if you've got some extra fabric lying around, go for it, have at it. You can also back your fabric if it's floppy with paper, and that'll give it more structure so you can still get the prettiness of your laces or your pretty fabrics. And you'll still have something to play with. Yeah, see? There's always a way. There's always a way. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have that ready to be stuffed. Now let's go ahead and find a page that might be good to use as a backer. Now this one might be good. It's a relatively thick, let me just show you what the page is. This is a page from, it was a bed and breakfast page of different famous recipes from different inns and bed and breakfasts. And I just thought it was so cool, and I wanted to honor the page fully. I don't want to lose it, but it's not big enough. Okay, so it's not big enough. See, if I was going to glue it on here, I still have all this. You can't see. What? Just say something. Just make a noise. I can hear you. Okay. I still have a lot of white showing, so what I could quickly come in and do without batting an eye is I can just use some other paper that I have lying around, like just collage it up in here. Why not, right? And maybe you've got some old papers lying around that just might be perfect for this job, so let's just go ahead and do that. And it could be wrapping paper. You probably want to use something relatively thin so your project doesn't get super overly thick, but this is a great way to just seal this collage. And if you don't want this piece to be adhered as a flip out, don't just cover the back, and it can be a removable. You don't have to use it as anything else but that. You know what I mean? It's a cool piece all on its own. Okay, this is different. So I'm going to put you here. This is going to get covered anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. I'll just glue this guy down. Now he's going to have stuff glued over top of him. Okay. And then maybe one more piece. We're just doing a little impromptu collage here. We can even use up pieces that are from the front. Why not? Because we can. We can totally do that. And you could ink these as well. That would look cool. Oh, where is my glue mat? Oh, I had that other thing too. Oh well, it's gone. Okay, here we go. And we're down. And we're good. Okay, so now we have a back completely covered. Okay, there we go. So now we could take a page like this that we like, and I would recommend going around and if you're going to do anything decorative to the edges, like if you want to use a pretty edge Fiskars scissor or something like that, you do that now. And this one is actually going to be smaller than my actual piece, and it's not going to stick out above like the other one did, which is fine. The whole thing will stick out above, but this piece will not. Okay, and maybe because I know this little corner is going to show. So this, if I'm going to put it down, this little corner is going to show, so I'm going to ink it up. And if there's nothing here, you could put a word stamp. If there's something there, you might just want to highlight the fact that it's there with a little bit of inking, something like that. Now, the key of when you glue it to the back, let's say, and you don't have to fold it right in half. You can, or you can do a third. A third is fine. Third will function. I'm going to do maybe a third on this one. You want to bring this spine-ish edge here to the edge of your envelope when you glue down. So let's go ahead and do that. And decide how close you want this whole thing to sit to the bottom. So you want to translate the whole thing to the side and to the bottom. Otherwise, some of this is going to stick out at the bottom of your journal. So if you bring this piece to the bottom, it'll align with your journal. It's bottom. Yep. Journals have bottoms just like the rest of us have bottoms. Yep, that's the way it goes. All right. And this is kind of fun. Okay, let's put you there. Right, almost to the edge would be perfect location. Okay, okay, almost to the edge, and there we go. And you could even ink up this fold if you want to make it look kind of cool. So foldy stuff, and let's go ahead and pop it in the journal. Let's see how we do that. All right, so here's this guy, currently working on, deep in the throes. Whoop, can't see. Sorry. Whoop. Deep in the throes of this guy, and let's pick a pretty page. What are you doing? You look pretty on there? You would look very nice on there. Let's see, what else do we have? We have a lot of options in this journal. That would look very nice. Okay, there's orange. Oh, here's, that's, oh no, we want more contrast. More contrast, please. Okay, finding contrast. Here, this would totally work. So it's going to open like this, okay? So you want to place it. So it's going to be in your journal. Figure out exactly where you want it to open to. So it can open either way, depending on which side you put your spine on. And just make sure when you do glue it down, you put it in the right spot so everything functions well. This is going to be on a signature page, first signature page of the last signature in this journal. I'm going to put that down. I'm using Fabrifix glue, if anybody's wondering. It's a clear silicone glue, fabric to fabric, fabric to paper, paper to paper. Okay. All right, and there we go. Okay, let's just test everything. It works. There's writing room here for the person. They can enjoy reading about the Georgian tea room and their Carolina trifle. Oh my God, is trifle one of my most favorite desserts ever in the whole world. Growing up in Canada, we did get some English desserts and British desserts, and oh my gosh, I was in Happy Town when the trifle would come out. And if you have never had trifle, you really, really, really need to experience this in life, because it is just a bowl full of wonderful. Yep, that's how I feel about it. I'm not holding anything back. Nope. Okay, let me get I had stuff here. Where is it? You know, I do try and pre-plan these as much as possible. I give myself 1, 2, 3. Okay, find it. I'm going to go look for more. Hold on. Okay, if you've never done this, then I highly recommend you check it out. But I'm just taking a word that has a word stamp. I'm taking a piece of bed sheet that has some a rubber stamped word on it. And this is so much fun if you've never done this. Oh, hang on. Everybody's running amok here. Okay, we'll go to middle zone. Okay. And these are so handy just to glue on little spots. I mean, they're just so cute. And you can ink up the edges too, if you like to do that, to make it pop a little bit more. Or you could layer something behind it. That would be fun too. But if you're just sitting there and you got a little time on your hands, take an old wash bed sheet and tear some strips and just take any word stamps that you have and just stamp like a whole row of these things. And I'll try and put the video down below of doing that, because it's just, these things are so darn handy and they're so cute. They're just really cute. So, and you can put them down with Fabrifix or with glue stick, because this glue stick will handle light fabric projects. Okay, here we go. And at a time. There we go. Hey, when is that not the right word? That's always, we're having a good time. Okay, so now, okay, I didn't sew it, and maybe time-wise we're not going to sew this project, but if I were to sew it, personally, I might just run a running stitch, just a straight stitch around the edge, and that might give it a really cute look. Or you could even do a little zigzag all the way around. That will anchor everything together very well, and that will be leveling it up a little bit if you just wanted to play with different things. So just, you can tuck your little goodies in here. I'm borrowing from Peter to pay Paul here. I'm from the goodies from the previous one. But this will give you some examples of different things that you can tuck in these little lovelies of these triple torn flip outs. So I guess it's called a triple torn flip out. There you go. And then you could do some journaling here, and maybe we could put a little stamp or something nice there. What is that? Oh, okay. Just wondering what that was. What did I put in my journal? You know, it's just kind of funny. You're journaling along, and you know, when you create things, you're always thinking, okay, what's next? What's next? And you're off and running, and sometimes you forgot what you just did. That happens to me all day long. All day long. Okay, I'm going to put the word journey here, because going to the inn might symbolize journey. And I'm going to use a little prompt there for somebody to write things in their journal. So let's see if we have anything from little Mr. Fluffer. Come here, Sonny. You want to say hi to everybody? You want to tell them about your big adventures today? Okay. All right. All right. Oh, the light's kind of bright on your face. Let me move that first. Here we go. Down here. Here we go. Hello from Sonny, everybody. Hello, everybody. It was a very adventurous day. Yes, I walked outside. I swam in the pool, and then I had a shower. Okay, I love to walk. Not so keen about the shower or the swim, but I'm learning. Yes, thank you. I look like an otter today, don't I? Yep. Okay. Thank you very much, son. I always appreciate your input, keeping Mama grounded here. So if you had fun here, please like, subscribe, and share. My videos come out Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. I have reloaded my FUNDLES, so if you are looking for old papers, old book pages, old ledger pages, really cool things like that, postcards, I do sell 100 packs of interesting things along those lines, old and new, for junk journals. A lot of fun to explore. Sometimes they're hard to find, or they're expensive, or they're hard to store because they do take up a lot of room. Trust me, I know. Or you can just print Digikits out, or you can just find your own stuff and put it in too, because that's awesome, because it's all about creating. And as long as you're having fun, I am happy. So, I have a free monthly emailed newsletter if you're looking for junk journal tips, a note from the bookmaker explaining what a junk journal is, and some other little goodies. That comes out every month, and you get a free digital image emailed to you monthly. I'm just cleaning as I go here because I could see a big splotch there. And what else? I have a Facebook group. Come and join the Facebook group. We're having weekly and monthly challenges, as well as seeing what you guys make from these videos. Thank you so much for sharing all of your ideas and your comments. You guys are awesome. And thank you so much to our mods and administrator. You guys rock. Thank you for helping us keep the group focused and together. And I have an Etsy shop where you can find my FUNDLES, which are the ephemera collections. You can also find my vintage Digikits. Those are downloadable printables. And when I have a junk journal for sale, it will be placed in my Etsy shop. Sometimes I do a big announcement in a video, and other times I just slip it in there and without telling anybody. And that way I figured, you know, everybody gets a fair crack at it. So every once in a while, just take a peek. You never know what you're going to find. And what else? We have my Amazon shop, where I try and put all the different things that I use on a regular basis. So if you're looking for certain tools and supplies, and you might have a launching pad to start from, things like that. And it's just type in Google Amazon and Paper Outpost, and the link will come up. Or all my links are located down below in the description box, the drop down box below every video. You can find them there, and you can find me on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And remember that fun can be simple, and create with reckless abandon. And I will see you next time, guys. Take care and happy crafting. Bye-bye.